In my previous video dealing with the mischievous puppy, I used my adult dog Sherlock to kind of show people how I would start out using different types of equipment and different techniques to getting the puppy to be under control quickly without being overly heavy-handed. In this next video, I'm going to put these things into practice with a French Bulldog puppy that I've never met before. So stay tuned. Hi, you guys. In this video, I'm going to be working with a 12-week-old French Bulldog puppy named Shamus. I'm going to start with using a little bit of food to keep him attracted to my hands, because I'm going to use my hands to teach him words. But more importantly is, I need a little martingale collar and a piece of rope. I don't need a brand new leash to start working on some control issues that I want to develop with him. So I'm using the food in a couple different ways. In one way, I'm using the food to guide him around to this spot that I want him to eventually get in the habit of staying near. Number two, the leash will help me in controlling him when he starts getting really hyper, those puppy hyper spurts, or he starts to just not listen to me, if you will. So I'm using this over and over, just like so, to help him understand bed or place. I'm also going to use the food come, a simple gesture that helps them. I'm going to work on SIT. I'm going to work on STAND, back to SIT, and DOWN. So I want you guys to play, good down. I want you guys to play charade games or hand signal games with your puppies to help them learn behaviors. Heel, bed, or place. I don't care that he lays down on it. I just want him to start learning about it. But most importantly is this leash. Now I can control him intimately, and I can start saying words that I want him to respect, stay with me. So as he bolts away from me, I'm just using the leash very gently to stop him. When he stays close, I'm going to be his friend. I'm going to have fun with him. But using a leash is very important when your puppy is very, very young like this. We're going to need it for biting too much. I don't care about him biting on the leash. I'm going to have a lot of different toys here. But I also want him to not be able to run away from me and turn that into a game. So this piece of rope is, excuse me, Shamus, come here. So I'm going to give the leash a couple little tugs. Come on, Shamus. Let's get up. Come on. And I'm going to encourage him, but I'm also using this leash. Come on, Shamus. Let's get up. Come on back. And I'm going to prompt him until he makes an effort. He's slowly crawling his way back to me. Good. Very good. I'm always his friend, but the leash is going to be a very important part of discipline, of teaching come and stay and manners. Another thing that I want to work on with him, hand signal work again, but from a standing perspective. So I've got food. He knows I have food. I'm going to start shaping little behaviors that I want. Walk next to me. Walk next to me. Walk next to me. Come. Come. He doesn't need a lot. Come. I'm going to guide him back here, right to my leg. Heel. Middle. Front. Stand. DOWN. COME. I'm going to play this a little bit every day, but I want you to see something even more important. When I throw this food, I want to be able to stop him. Shamus, you stay with me. Good. You stay with me. I need this leash to teach him how to stay and how to come back. Good boy. It's very important that I mark the behavior I like. And I'm also talking to him using words that I'm going to use his entire life when he doesn't listen to me. Good. Heel. Good. Heel. Good. Heel. Got him back behind my button right here. Heel. This is heel. if I do this even a little bit every day, it'll shape this behavior into something I can use later on. Way back here and right here. Good. Heel. Good. Yes. Good. And let's go this way. See you later. Way back behind me. Good. Heel. This leash is important. The food's important. And the puppy's the most important thing. Take your puppies outside frequently to potty. Use your crate, but this is what I use when he goes outside, about 20 feet long, so I can keep track of him. Now that I'm inside, I've got this little piece of string on him because I want to use a leash that I don't care that he chews on. I have a little martingale collar on him, and you can go to some of my other videos and I'll talk about different equipment, but I like martingales for puppies, and I'm going to keep redirecting him back to his bed. So I'm going to eventually make it a habit that he stays near this spot or gets used to staying near the spot so that it's a very comfortable place for him to be. The reason that this video is important from my perspective is I don't want my dogs in the crate all the time. I do want them to be familiar with the crate, and I do want to use it as a babysitter, but I don't want the dog to think of the crate as a terrible place. I'm going to spend a second talking about crate training and the importance of it. I want him to want to go in the crate, so I throw treats in there. But there's going to be times, as you well know, that your puppy does not want to go in the crate and does not want to stay in there. Any temper tantrum that they throw when they're in the crate, I want you to ignore. And I want you to use the leash sometimes. You see what's happening here, to say you've got to go in. I'm going to grab the rear end and the front end, but I want him to get used to that pressure. Once he goes in, I'm going to immediately reward and let him come back out, but I'm not going to let him run away from me. So he can come back out freely right now, but I'm going to ask him to go in. He's going to balk, and I'm going to force him in, but then I'm always going to follow it up with praise. So as soon as he comes out, which he will do within the next 2 or 3 weeks, there we go. I'm going to take the leash. I'm going to take a piece of food, although food's not going to win the day. I'm going to throw it in there. I'm going to say, you got to go in. And I'm going to use this leash tight like this and then put him in. As soon as he goes in, I reward him again. I'm going to repeat this over and over until I don't have to use the leash. And that could be a day or two. It could be a week. But once he gets it, he'll get it forever. I'm going to do it from a greater distance now. So when he comes out, and I'm going to bait him out with this food, I'm going to throw the food on the ground over here, but I'm not going to let him touch it. And I'm going to tell him, crate, come on, let's go in your crate. I'm going to apply this pressure. I'm going to touch his butt, and he's going to go in. The most important part is the pressure, that I do not give up in the middle just because he throws a temper tantrum. So I'm using this leash to create a mini environment. This is a good place to be. This is a good place to be. You have to stay in my general area because Mr. Leash says you have to. And I prefer raising a puppy using these ideas than to just let the puppy sneak away and have problems. Okay, thank you.